Brother, what's up with all these fucking Jews, bro? What's up with all these goddamn Jews running the world and shit, bro? Let me get a fucking cut, dog. I got a big nose. Look, I got a big fucking nose. That's a pretty big nose. Let me get a cut of that shit. I need it, you know? Um, I kind of did something stupid. Very dumb, actually. And extremely, like, I wouldn't be upset if you know, look at the track record or if you know me personally and you lose respect for me for doing this, but I bought a truck that I can't necessarily afford. It equals out to about roughly, I'd say 37% of my monthly income is going towards a truck. So that's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Um yeah, I fucked up. I bought a truck completely. I felt pressured by the salesman, but honestly, it's more my fault than anything. I just didn't know. And I was under a lot of stress and I ended up buying a fucking truck. So picking that up on Friday. But man, you ever just like look at your situation and just go like, man, I wish I was born to like a fucking Somali oil prince or some shit. Cause I've been wishing that a lot recently, bro. I've been having to do some crazy shit for fucking money, bro. Like it's cooked. It is so cooked. Like my day job pays me like just under $700 a week if I work 40 hours, which is like that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. That's Canadian as well. It's monopoly money, right? Pretty fucking bad. Rumor is around the streets, allegedly, someone that you may know or someone that I may know is dishing out Adderall pills to be able to afford their life. Now, listen, brother, you got to do what you got to do, bro. You got to do what you got to do because at the end of the day, it's fucking Adderall, bro. It's not like you need money, bro. I understand the person that's giving Adderall to people and making money off of it because allegedly speaking, this world is shit for pay. Um, but other than that, I've been looking into doing a plumbing apprenticeship because I think my frontal lobe is finally developing, and like I can honestly, like it seems like a no brainer, at least in Canada, to do a plumbing apprenticeship because it's very high demand. The pay is very good. It's very scalable. You can make a business out of it. It's a very useful skill to know. It keeps you well connected. I mean, it's a very good skill. But the thing is since I'm so low income right now, and I just absolutely rocked my boat by buying a truck that I can't necessarily afford. It kind of put the jets on, put the burners on. Um, so now I got to make more income, and plumbing just seems like the most obvious choice because it's like day one you're making money. There's not some type of schooling you have to do for a couple months before you get it. It's just no, straight up day one, you're here, you're making money. Honestly, I'd probably be making a little bit more money than I'm making at my shit job right now. If not, it's like I'm either making the same or like a dollar less, like what's the big deal? Especially something like plumbing, it goes up. Like it for sure goes up in time. I mean, you get your journeyman roughly in about 4 years if you work a normal amount of hours a week. And like, bro, you're making 35 to $50 an hour depending on where you're working. And if I do end up making the lower end of $35, I'm always growing. And it's also like I can just apply for a job where I make $50 an hour for a journeyman plumber. And it's not the end goal is to make $50 an hour. Roughly, I'd like to. I think I could settle down at like $100 an hour. Um, which sounds rich from me because I make like 21.75 an hour right now. But listen, bro, you gotta have ambitions. Um, well, I, man, I have no clue how the economy is not collapsed by now, bro. It's insane. Like it's insane. I also, who the fuck was the boomer that told me that like if you just work and you work hard, you're gonna be able to afford whatever you want. So don't bother getting that career, don't bother getting that schooling or whatever the hell. It's stupid. That's dumb. That's the dumbest fucking thing that was so wrong to be telling me as a kid. And they'll have the gall, bro. They'll have the gall to tell you, "Oh yeah, bro. You're broke because your spending habits. That $2.50 energy drink you buy every day, with almost that exclusively being it, other than your grocery expenses, that's what's keeping you broke, man. That $2.50 energy drink. As soon as you cut that out, I tell you what, bro, you'd probably be able to afford a house in a couple years here. What what is going on in their fucking head? Like how do they think money works? Do they think it like it compounds like with interest if you like I don't know. Like I don't know what goes on in their head for them to be like, yeah, you just got to aggressively save. Like even if you look up how to make money online, a lot of these finance guys are just telling you to budget. What am I budgeting, bro? I've been budgeting, dog. What are we talking about? Budget? Budget? Oh, the way you make money is by budgeting. Like that's so fucking horseshit, bro. You need to if you want to make money legitimately, I think you need to budget and also raise your income level. Budgeting is not the answer for everything, you know? Like you talk to any financial analyst and they just they just are accountant and they just go, yeah, so we're just going to look for budgeting for you. And it's like, they're just going to do your monthly expenses and how much you estimate you're going to pay on gas and groceries a month, you know, essentials. And they're going to tell you to not eat out. They're going to tell you not to do anything with your life, which, hey, listen, bro, this is so obvious. This I shouldn't have to pay you $200 for a consultation to tell me how to fucking budget, bro. It's retarded. Um, yeah, no, but you need the budget if you want to actually save money. Wow, surprise, right? Because the more your pay goes up, the more likely you're going to go out to 50-50 in your income. Or not 50-50. It's the word for it. Leveling out your expenses with your income. You know, just because you're just not watching, you know, like like it's a very passive thing to do, and as long as you're not hemorrhaging money, you're fine. But if you need to actually make money, you need to budget. And if you don't make enough money, don't keep on working the minimum wage job, bro. Trust me. Don't do it. I don't know why I did it for so long. I mean, I know why. It's because I was naive and I just didn't have much guidance as a kid. But as an adult now, bro, just do something. You don't even have to know what you want to do because everyone, there's like this big anxiety when you're a kid in school. If you're anyone like me, where I've never had a dream for the future or like what a dream career or whatever the hell, I just wanted to like, I just didn't know. You know what I mean? It was just, I didn't know. I didn't have any dreams or aspirations. If you're anything like me, don't stop thinking about it and just go work at McDonald's or Burger King or Walmart or whatever the hell, right? Some minimum wage bullshit job. Because I'll get into that in a second, but you cannot think about it and also grow. Because I don't even know what I want to do for a dream career, like something that I would like actually be interested in. I can't think of something. Maybe some type of artsy, like, you know, like YouTube content or something like philosophy, psychology, maybe that might interest me more than what I'm doing, but or just running a business. I think the idea of running a business is cool in my head, but um what I would say instead of going to work at McDonald's and just kind of riding the waves and the motions of life, brother, trust me, just get an apprenticeship. Just get an apprenticeship, bro. You don't have to think about it. And, you know, you're going to be learning things. I know it might suck to fucking learn if you don't like learning. I like learning, but it's the only thing that's going to get you up in life is if you learn things, man. You're going to be learning for your entire life. So there's no point not taking it seriously. You know, you don't have to take it serious to the point that it makes you obsessed. You don't have to do that. But if learning stresses you out and it brings you a lot of anxiety, I would wager that you're bad at emotional regulation, and that's something you should work on and not just outlaw learning for the rest of your life because that's just it's a dumb thing to do because if you go I don't want to learn for the rest of my life, then you're just stupid, which is Not the worst thing ever, honestly. But then you don't want to learn how to act in relationships. You're stuck at minimum wage. You like society sees you as a loser. There's no exceptionalistic, ideas in your head because you're just following whatever the crowd does or whatever. A lot of that's fine, but listen, man, you can be stupid, you can be lazy, you can do all these things. Just fucking do an apprenticeship while you do it. If you don't even know what you want to do for the future, just do an apprenticeship, man. I promise you, you're going to be making more money than minimum wage. You're actually going to be building a skill. And potentially in the future, when your frontal lobe develops, if you're a younger guy or maybe you're older or whatever, you're just going to be making more money, man. And if your frontal lobe develops and you go, oh, I want to actually make like a lot of money, if that's a goal for you, I should rephrase that. I'm making it sound like, you know, when your frontal lobe develops, you should be wanting to make as much money as possible. And if you don't have that ideology, then your frontal lobe is malfunctioned or undeveloped. I didn't mean it like that. If you don't want to make as much money, if you want to just kind of ride off of however much money an hour or like a year, that's fine, man. That's fine. But what I would say is if you have ambitions for wanting to actually grow in the future and you don't know what to do with your life, do an apprenticeship. You get paid day one. There's very little schooling if that's not your thing. And the schooling is also solely associated to the subject, so it's not useless stuff like calculus. Like no one likes calculus. No one is actually going to use it to their day to day most of the time. My nose is stuffed. I'm sorry. Just do an apprenticeship. Like for plumbing, for example, you make $35 to $50 an hour. It's a pretty big range, but let's say it's just way more worth than doing a minimum wage job and hoping that you know, work will set you free or like you'll get promoted or a raise or whatever. Because the raises you're gonna get are 75 cents. The raises you're gonna get are fucking 50 cents, bro. $1 maybe, Unless you get legitimately promoted, and then it's like, okay, congratulations, your manager. Here's $30 an hour, bro. Go build a future with your $30 an hour. And like the whole like money by hour thing, I think is fine, but it's definitely not how people actually make money. Because I think on the higher end of things, money comes in bursts, unless we're talking about passive income, which is only housing and investments. That's the only real passive income I've noticed. The rest is all kind of just bull crap. You have to actually work for it, So, um, yeah, get an apprenticeship if you don't know what you're doing with your life. I promise you, life will be a lot less stressful when you have more money. You can allocate your time. You don't have to fucking worry about if you meet a girl and how you're gonna have to break it to her that you're pretty much broke right now and that you guys can't go out to eat for the next 3 years of your life, like there's a lot of freedom that comes with money. You can move to a big city if you live out in a county, you can maybe potentially if you're high take a job, or even if you just want to start a new business somewhere, you could fucking get a citizenship to like the USA or something, it depends. Money helps a lot with life. And I know it's superficial to want money, but I wouldn't say it's superficial to want money. I'd say it's superficial to value your self-worth to money. I think that's what's superficial. And I think that's also a flaw that you shouldn't fall on. That's a bad road to go down. Um yeah, I guess that's just what I wanted to just yap about money. Money and the ideology of just there's no ideology here. Um yeah, just don't be stuck in a minimum wage job. Because for whatever reason, people tell you if you just work, you'll make it through. It's just not true. You need to be you need to work hard and you need to work smart. And honestly, the hard part, you could probably skip a lot of the working hard, okay? But you absolutely cannot just work. 'Cause I promise you, if you just work, Nothing happens. You just nothing bad happens, I guess. I mean, kind of. I mean, bad shit does happen, but you're never really growing, unless you're like you got a dream job somewhere with family members or you're some, it's normal people. It's not like that. Anyways, that's it. That's all I want to talk about. Nice and short today.